Dhanankar Kashish ji.
Dhanankar ji, Supreet ji. Have you ordered your coffee?
I've been staring at this menu for 5 minutes. Do I want a latte, green matcha, iced caramel coffee, or just a cappuccino?
Supreet ji, don't forget, आपके पास milk की भी options है. Oat milk, almond milk, soy milk, skimmed, light, or full cream. Isn't that right, Verinder ji?
Of course. And then there's the roast selection, light, medium, or dark. These days, you almost need a degree in coffee just to order a simple caffeine fix.
Absolutely. You walk in thinking you grab a quick cup of coffee, and suddenly you're standing in front of a multi-level decision tree.
Mukesh ji, do you have the same problem choosing the right coffee?
Honestly, I'm getting confused every time. Supreet ji, let's stop discussing. Just go for the coffee. Verinder ji and Kashish ji, we will bring the coffee for you.
Thanks, Mukesh ji. Verinder ji, can I ask you something? How long does it take for you to decide what to watch on Netflix?
Longer than the movie sometimes.
Exactly. Many times we spend 20 minutes scrolling and then end up watching the same old show.
Or we give up completely and say, let's catch up on some sleep.
Yeah, we live in a world of endless choices. Too many choices, actually. What to watch, which podcast to listen to, what cafe to eat at, which route to take.
It's funny, we joke about decision fatigue, but it has become part of everyday life.
And here's what's interesting. We think these are just small, harmless choices. They don't really matter.
Gee, then how do they matter?
I think they're not as insignificant as we imagine. Maybe the way we spend our evenings, what we consume, what we give our attention to, those tiny decisions quietly shape who we become.
Kashish ji, so it's not just about once-in-a-lifetime decisions. We give all the importance to the big milestones, college, career, marriage, or buying a house. But those moments are built on hundreds, maybe thousands of ordinary choices we barely notice.
Bilkul ji. So today, we're not just talking about life's big crossroads.
We are talking about the everyday decisions hiding in plain sight because, in the end, every choice matters.
And that's the perfect beginning for today's Soul Vibes episode. Every choice matters.
And look who's finally back with the coffees.
Here you go. We heard you talking about the choices. We make one choice for you, our favorite brew.
Kashish ji, आपकी कॉफी ठंडी हो जाएगी. आप भी कॉफी ले लो जी.
Perfect timing, Supreet ji. Now that we've talked about all these everyday choices, what do you think about today's topic?
Kashish ji, I heard what you said, that our lives are built more by the small choices than the big ones.
Yes, Supreet ji. And once we begin noticing them, another question naturally comes up.
Which is,
are these small choices random, or are they quietly shaping our destiny?
That's a profound thought. I read a quote, every choice is like casting a vote for the person we are becoming.
A vote. I like that analogy. It means every choice strengthens a particular version of ourselves.
True that. As James Clear said in his book Atomic Habits, that lasting change doesn't come from making huge life changes or waiting for motivation. Instead, it comes from improving your daily habits by a small amount and repeating them consistently. Kashish ji, I will share a personal experience.
Hanji, Supreet ji.
Before becoming a mum, fitness was a regular part of my life. But after having my daughter in 2024, I lost so much strength that even a small walk felt difficult. When my daughter was about 8 months old, I decided to start going back to the gym. I still remember my first class. After almost a year and a half, it felt like I was starting from scratch. I came home feeling disappointed and wondered if all my previous effort had gone to waste.
Supreet ji, I'm sure many people can relate to this feeling.
Kashish ji, I was almost about to give up going to gym as it felt too overwhelming with other family responsibilities. Around that time, I heard in Sangat about having faith in yourself and trusting the journey. that stayed with me. So instead of giving up, I made one simple choice to keep showing up. A few months later, I realized I had become much stronger. It wasn't because of one great workout, it was because of many small, consistent ones.
So true. One choice may seem too small to matter, but repeated over days, months, and years, those tiny choices become our habits, and our habits eventually become our character.
Yes, as I mentioned about the book Atomic Habits, the word atomic means extremely small, like an atom, the smallest building block of matter. An atom is almost invisible, yet everything in this word is made from atoms.
Which means our lives too are built from tiny building blocks, our daily choices.
Bilkul, we often wait for a life-changing moment, but perhaps life changes quietly, one conscious choice at a time.
Supreetji, do you think our daily choices apply to other aspects of our lives?
Ji Kashish ji, think about relationships, choosing to listen patiently instead of rushing to conclude, and understanding instead of reacting. These small choices slowly build trust and love.
Yes. Similarly, in our career, choosing to spend just 15 minutes every day learning something new and choosing honesty even when nobody's watching, like small acts of discipline, eventually build expertise and trust.
Certainly, in parenting, choosing to eat together without phones and having a daily conversation with kids about their interests, friendships, or school experiences helps us understand them better and strengthens the bond. It's like laying one brick at a time. No single brick builds a home, but without every brick, there can be no home.
So perhaps the real question is not, what is the biggest decision I'll make this year?
Maybe the better question is, what small choice can I make today that reflects the person and the soul I aspire to become?
That's a beautiful thought. Every small choice may seem ordinary, but each one leaves an imprint on our mind, our character, and ultimately, our life's journey.
Mukesh ji, in your experience, do you think our choice of words really matter when speaking with different people?
Absolutely, Supreet. In fact, it's not only just our choice of words that matters, but also our choice of response in every situation.
It seems like you have experienced something. Share with us, Mukesh ji.
लास्ट ईयर दास को इंडिया समागम अटेंड करने का मौका मिला। जाते समय हमारी इंटरकनेक्टिंग फ्लाइट 12 आवर्स डिले हो गई थी। The delay is something no one chooses, but yet everyone experiences it differently.
That's true. I have seen people in similar situations react in completely different ways.
Exactly. Some people become irritated, complain continuously, and unknowingly spread the discontent to everyone around them, while others simply accept that delay is beyond their control. They use that extra time to read a book, catch up on some work, reflect quietly, or even enjoy a meaningful conversation with someone nearby.
That's a key point. The delay is the same for everyone. What changes is the choice of response.
Hanji, our response not only shape our own experience, but also influence the people around us. In many ways, every moment gives us a choice, not always to change the situation, but always to choose how we respond to it.
That's a powerful reminder. While we may not have the control over every circumstance, we always have the freedom to choose our response. And sometimes, even our words can become a source of peace for someone else.
Very true, Supreet. Ji, we heard so many examples where we learn from our own choices. Do you think we'll learn from other people's choices as well?
Mukesh ji, learning from other people's choices is not about imitating their lifestyle or practices. It is about implementing the unseen choices they make in every moment, choosing love over fear, awareness over habit, and unity over conflict.
What are these unseen choices?
An unseen choice is a decision you make internally that nobody else may ever know you made. From the outside, we usually only observe a person's outer world, their composure, their words, or their major life changes. The unseen choice is what happened in the microsecond between the stimulus and their response to it.
Interesting thought, Varinderji. How can we relate to these unseen choices?
Simple example is of a parent who chose attention and care on a day they had no patience left to give due to their own busy and very exhaustive day.
Yes, I remember my own mother doing that so many times. And now, my lovely wife, who is mother of two, is doing the same.
Yes, mothers are forever giving and making those unseen choices in our day-to-day lives. हाँ जी मुकेश जी, मुझे एक और example ध्यान में आ रहा है.
Please go ahead, Ji.
Our local saints arriving early Sunday mornings, doing various sevas, cleaning the whole bhavan, setting up the langar hall, preparing and distributing langar, and cleaning up afterwards. These saints are not doing seva for anyone to see, arranging everything with pure devotion. They are making these unseen choices every time. We sometimes don't see the hands that made it possible. We just enjoy the langar, isn't it?
Hanji, now I understand. It is Satguru's teaching which is the stimulus behind this selfless service displayed by the saints.
As Rajpitaji gracefully said in a discourse, you are not the play, you are the witness. Mukeshji, we have discussed unseen choices. What about the visible choices our younger generation has?
Kashishji, what is your perspective on this?
I think we're living in a time with more choices in front of us than any generation before has ever had. I open my phone to write one email, and AI gives me 10 versions of it. I want to plan a trip, and there are 10 itineraries waiting before I've even decided where I want to go.
That sounds like a good problem to have, isn't it? More options, more freedom.
That's what you'd think, but honestly, I find it does the opposite sometimes.
Interesting. Please explain, Kashishji.
It quietens something in us. When everything is optimized for us, we stop sitting with a decision. We stop asking, what do we feel is right? And we just pick whichever option looks more efficient or convenient.
So, the choice gets easier, but the true essence seems to be lost.
Indeed. And what I keep coming back to is that sometimes we don't even know whether a choice was right or wrong until we've lived long enough to see its outcome.
That's true. You can't always judge it in the moment.
Right. And think about this. Two people can be given the exact same opportunity, same door, same moment, same set of options in front of them, yet, years later, their lives look nothing alike.
So, Kashishji, why do you think that is? Same opportunity, however, so different outcome?
Mukeshji, I don't think it's intelligence, and I don't think it's luck either. I think it's attention. Where and how, honestly, we place our attention.
Do you mean attention to choices we make?
That's really the crux for me. Spirituality doesn't begin the day we find the perfect choice among 100. It begins the moment we stop scrolling through possibilities and actually show up present for the one choice in front of us.
Kashishji, do you mean that the AI and algorithm can suggest, but it cannot do that part for us?
I don't think it can. It can be suggested to us, but attention still has to be given by us on purpose.
So where does it leave someone who feel overloaded by it all? Too many options? Too much noise?
I think the question was never really, how do I choose well among 100 options? It's simpler than that. Where is my attention resting now? That's the choice we're actually making every single day, whether we notice it or not.
Kashishi, for me, I apply the art of eliminating choices based upon the value system I have been raised with. For example, on every Sunday, me and my family make it a priority to attend Sangat and organize our other commitments around it. If for some reason we are unable to attend on a particular Sunday, we consciously choose to attend the Wednesday Sangat instead. This reflects my family commitment to staying connected with the Sangat and ensuring that it remains an integral part of our family routine.
That reminds me of how rivers create valleys, not by one drop of water, but because the water flows consistently.
Beautifully said, Kashishji.
Spirituality is not about adding more practices, but about eliminating unnecessary choices and living according to a higher value system.
Precisely. We stop being pulled in every direction. Our value system guides us automatically. And when our choices consistently align with the divine, peace naturally follows. Because ultimately, the greatest freedom is not having unlimited choices. The greatest freedom is knowing with certainty which choice leads us home. First, choose your purpose and then let your purpose choose your actions.
Mukeshji, we've discussed eliminating choices, but what about not having a choice in life?
सुप्रीत जी, वरिंदर जी, आपका क्या विचार है इस बारे में?
Mukesh ji, sometimes situations arrive without warning. We aren't ready, we don't understand them, and we may never know why they happened. Imagine someone losing their parents early in life, or someone losing their job when they are the only earning member of the family. These are the situations we would never choose, yet life sometimes places them before us.
I hear you, Virendra ji. And our first reaction is often, why me?
Yes, but over time, I have realized that maybe the more helpful question isn't why me, it is what now?
That's a powerful shift. We may not always have a choice about what happens to us, but we always have a choice about what do we do next. It reminds me of a simple saying, if you're bitten by a snake and instead of treating the poison, you spend your time chasing the snake, you will lose your life.
So instead of chasing explanations that may never come, perhaps our energy is better spent healing.
And sometimes we keep asking, who caused this? Why did this happen? Meanwhile, the wound remains unattended. Virendra ji, that reminds me of a tongue twister many of us learned in school. Betty bought a bit of butter, but the bit of butter was too bitter. So Betty bought a bit of better butter to make the bitter butter better. You want to give it a try, Virendra ji?
Wow, you did very well, Supreet ji. I remember struggling to say that.
We all did. But hidden inside that little tongue twister is a beautiful message. Life sometimes hands us a bit of bitter butter. Disappointments, betrayal, setback, and losses. And in those moments, we have two choices. We can remain bitter, or we can look for a better butter, a better attitude, a better response, a better effort, a better version of ourselves.
That's a very profound thought. The situation may not change immediately, but something within us begins to change.
Definitely. That's where real freedom lies. Life doesn't always give us choices about what happens, but it always leaves us with the choice of how we respond.
And maybe that's the balance we all are learning. To accept what is beyond our control while taking responsibility for what is within our control. To be grateful for what we have while continuing to grow towards what we can become.
Hanji, we may not be able to choose every circumstance in life, but we can always choose the spirit in which we take it. And that power of choosing comes from our Satguru's teaching and grace. As Satguru Mataji said in one of her vichar, we need to mold our mind to make wise choices based on awareness and wisdom so that we make decisions in the right direction. We should do Seva and Simran with the pure heart. The lap of Mother Lai Satsang is always a source of bliss. We have to become large-hearted, ignoring and forgiving mistakes of others, thus offering respect and honor to everyone.
That's so blissful. Taking a step ahead, is there a format or framework you think we could apply when we make choices?
Maybe there's a simple way to think about it. Could I, Would I? Should I?
What do you mean?
First, ask, could I? Do I have the ability or opportunity to do this? For example, if someone hurts me, I could reply back with anger. I could say things that hurt them back.
Yes, we often have the power to react that way.
Exactly. But then we ask, would I? Would I choose that response? Does it match the person I want to become?
Supreetji, maybe I would rather choose patience, forgiveness, and peace.
And the last question is the most important one. Should I? This is the spiritual question. It asks, is this choice guided by love, truth, compassion, and aligned with my Satguru's teaching? Kashishji, this reminds me of the recent situation at work.
I'd love to hear.
One of my colleagues made a really silly mistake, and honestly, everyone was talking about it.
Oh, okay. How did you respond?
I had few options. I could join the conversation, tell others what had happened, or simply stay quiet.
We see this at the workplace so often. But having an option doesn't we have to choose it?
That's right, Kashishji. And that's where the second question comes in. Would I? Would I actually want to do it? At that moment, when everyone was talking about it and asking for my view, I was tempted to say something. But then I took a pause and asked myself, would this conversation help that person? Would it protect his dignity? Or would it create negativity?
Taking a pause is a powerful tool. It gives us an opportunity to reflect on our values and ask ourselves what is truly right.
Ji Kashishji, when I went deeper and asked myself, should I say something? I was reminded of Mataji's recent discourse. Look again, beyond form, beyond role, the same divine shines in every soul.
So beautiful. God can be seen in every soul.
Yes, Kashishji. With Satguru's thought in my mind, I choose to talk to my colleague rather than talk about him.
That's the heart of spirituality. It's not just about asking, what can I do? Or what do I feel like doing? It's about asking, what is the right thing to do? What aligns with my Satguru's teachings?
When given a choice, always keep in mind Satguru's teaching. With this, we not only grow as individuals, but also find growth in our spiritual journey.
जैसे बाबा हरदेव सिंह जी महाराज अक्सर कहते थे, मैंने चाहा जीवन में सुख हो 2 गुना, 4 गुना, 100 गुना, इसीलिए दुनिया के बदले तुमको चुना.
क्या बात है कशिश जी. बाबा जी की शिक्षाएं तो हम सबके लिए वरदान है.
Well, Supreetji, after today's conversation, I have to admit something. I used to think the hardest decision of the day was choosing what to watch on Netflix.
And now?
Now I realize the bigger choice is whether I actually watch one episode or let Netflix ask me, are you still watching 5 times?
And perhaps life asks us a similar question every day. Are you still choosing consciously with the right values?
Beautifully said. Because whether it's our words, our reactions, our habits, our attention, or our values, we're always making a choice.
Some choices change our schedule.
Some change our relationship.
And some quietly change us.
We may not remember every decision we've made this week, but those decisions are slowly becoming our character.
So tomorrow morning, before worrying about the biggest decision of your life, just notice the next one.
Choose one kind word.
One moment of patience.
One act of selfless seva.
One thought that brings you closer to peace than to fear.
Because in the end,
every choice matters.
And if you're still trying to decide what to watch after this podcast,
at least you've already made one good choice by listening to this episode.
Thank you for joining us on Soul Vibes. Until next time, choose with awareness, live with purpose, and stay connected to the divine.
Sant Nirankari.